In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make 8 different flavors of homemade chocolates that are perfect for chocolate boxes and chocolate treat bags. Hey guys, my name is Erin Courtney and I am a huge fan of chocolate candy. Who isn't? But this is especially my favorite when I can make them myself. Forrest Gump always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, right? But what if you know what you're gonna get because you are making them, and that is what makes them taste so much better. When it comes to using chocolate and making your chocolate candy, I like to use the chocolate melting wafers. You can get dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate, or you can get the almond bark. But my personal preference is the chocolate melting wafers because they melt so easily. And whenever you want to melt your chocolate melting wafers, you put them in a microwave safe dish. This is the quickest and easiest way I've discovered to do it, and you microwave it between 10 and 20-second intervals, stirring each time because you do not want to scald that chocolate. That chocolate, if it's scalded, it's no good anymore. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Let's do this. Here are the chocolates that we'll be making today. These are dark chocolate hearts, s'mores bites, mocha truffles, white chocolate covered Oreo bites, chocolate hazelnut truffles, turtles, white chocolate macadamia nut bites, and peanut butter cups. We're starting out with some dark chocolate hearts. These are super cute and a great addition to a perfect chocolate box. So you take your melted chocolate and you put a little bit in each cavity. Once you get them all full, you take a paintbrush or a toothpick and smooth it out into an even layer. When you get that all finished, pop those in the freezer for about 5 minutes and then they should easily come out. For the s'mores bites, we're going to use that same dark chocolate. Again, do the same procedure, put a little bit of chocolate in each cavity, and we're going to use the paintbrush to make sure you spread that out. Do not leave any gaps or holes because we're going to be using marshmallow fluff to put in here, and it will sneak out if it can. You'll see it oozing out of the sides if there are any holes or gaps, so just make sure you are really thorough with getting those smoothed out. Put those in the freezer for 5 minutes and then put some marshmallow fluff into a pastry bag. And with the graham crackers, you just cut them to fit whatever size mold you're using, which is great because if you want to use a larger mold to make bigger size candy bars versus the small bite size for candy boxes. Take the rest of that chocolate and put a little bit over the top. Take your paintbrush or your toothpick and we're going to smooth that out again. These are one of my personal favorites and my kids tend to hog these as well. If you would like to see the candy bar version of these same s'mores bites, you can check out my old video of how to make s'mores candy bars. Pop those in the freezer for another 5 minutes and then take them out. Moving on with our mocha truffles, we're putting more dark chocolate into our mold. It's a smaller amount since this is a truffle mold. Taking that paintbrush and just brushing it up evenly all around the sides. Then pop that in the freezer whenever you get it all done for 5 minutes. For the filling, we're going to add 1/2 cup of hot heavy cream to 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and whisk it like it owes you some money. Don't be afraid to really get in there and whisk it. Add 1 tablespoon of coffee liquor and whisk that in again until it's smooth. We're going to take a small amount of that filling and fill it about 3/4 of the way up on your molds. You want to make sure you leave enough room to put more dark chocolate on top so that it covers it completely. Cover the tops with more chocolate. And for the filling, you can really use any flavor liquor that you would like. Smooth that out with your paintbrush. Pop in the freezer for 5 minutes and then take them out. For the chocolate hazelnut truffles, we're going to use milk chocolate. Put a small amount in each one of the cavities and use your paintbrush to paint it up the sides. These are very similar to the mocha truffles, except we're using milk chocolate and the filling is going to be much easier. Put those in the freezer to set for 5 minutes, and then you're going to take your chocolate hazelnut spread, such as Nutella, put it in a pastry bag, and then just pipe it into each cavity. Then we're going to move on and start putting more chocolate on top of that using your toothbrush or... Oh my gosh, don't use a toothbrush. Either use your paintbrush or a toothpick. This is what happens when I haven't had enough coffee. Pop those in the freezer for 5 minutes and then take them out. Next are peanut butter cups. This is one of my family's favorite. We are using milk chocolate this time. Put a little bit of milk chocolate into each cavity. Same process. I'm sure you got it down by now. Take your, not your toothbrush, but your paintbrush or your toothpick, and we're going to spread that out evenly all along the sides. Pop that in the freezer for 5 minutes. For your peanut butter filling, put it in a pastry bag and pipe that out. Is the quickest and easiest way that I've found to use it. I just used plain old creamy peanut butter in this recipe because it is the easiest, and I don't like the added powdered sugar to it. It just gets a little too sweet. This is the perfect consistency and flavor for me and my family. Take your famous toothbrush and smooth that out. And then pop these in the freezer for 5 minutes. For a knee-buckling good time in each bite, I am extremely happy with how these turtles turned out. We're going to take milk chocolate, put them in each cavity, take that toothbrush again, and spread it out evenly. And then pop that in the freezer for 5 minutes. For the caramel filling, I got canned dulce de leche at the store, and I put that in a pastry bag and piped that in. Then I took some chopped pecans and put those right on top. The dulce de leche is a slow-cooked caramel, and it's got a really thick consistency that's perfect for filling chocolate candies with, and it's a shortcut without sacrificing any flavor. Cover those up with more chocolate. By now, you're probably a professional. Take that trusty old toothbrush and spread that chocolate out. For the record, I'm going to start brushing my teeth with chocolate. It's a new trend. Put that in the freezer for 5 minutes and then pop those chocolates out. Now we're switching gears and we're going to start using some white chocolate. So take your melted white chocolate wafers, put a little bit in each cavity, grab that toothbrush and spread it on out. Now we're going with 2 options for fillings. We're going to start with chopped macadamia nuts. We're going to put those in half of our chocolates. And then grab a mini Oreo. Stuff those in there. Now this will depend on what size truffle mold you have. Cover it with more white chocolate. And spread it into an even layer. Then pop that in the freezer for 5 minutes. Now it is time to assemble our chocolate box. This is a 1-pound chocolate box that holds 24 different chocolates, and since we made 8 different flavors, you get 3 chocolates per flavor in this 1-pound box. I did put 2 chocolate hearts per cavity since those are so easy to make. These chocolate boxes make great gifts for friends, family, but especially yourself. Go ahead and splurge. One of the things that I like to do is print out a label and stick it on this box so that you know what kind of chocolates you have, so that life really isn't like a box of chocolates, because you know exactly what you're getting and you can indulge in every single bite. Yay! Buying a box of chocolates is a great gift on its own, but if you make them yourself, here, I made you these chocolates. Homemade chocolates are great for treat bags or a chocolate box. Homemade chocolates are great for decorating cakes and cupcakes. If you're wondering where you can get chocolate molds, you have several different options here. You can get them online, of course, because you can get anything online. You can also find them at local arts and crafts stores. And there is a local bake shop here in town, and they carry a ton of different chocolate molds, and that's usually where I get mine from. When you're done making your chocolates and you're ready to store them, try not to put them in the freezer if you can, because I've noticed that whenever I put mine in the freezer, they develop this film, like this white looking film on it. For white chocolates, you're not gonna notice, but for the darker chocolates, you're gonna notice a white film. And although the film isn't bad, it's noticeable when you look at it and go, ew, what's this film on it? So I usually like to store mine either in the refrigerator or at room temperature, preferably room temperature if you can, but that all depends on the fillings that you're using. That wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.